Hey, Jill. Thanks for talking today.
Hey, Kara, how are you doing?
Good. So, before we get started, can you tell everyone a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. I am a running coach and I am also a life coach, and I work with women who are in their midlife, like maybe 40s and 50s, have never really felt athletic and might be a bit or a lot overweight. And they have this desire to start running.
Awesome. So, you're a coach yourself, a master coach, in fact.
Yeah.
You still signed up with me. So, can you talk a little bit about why you decided to work with me? Why did
It's kind of like the cobbler has no shoes, isn't it? Or the cobbler's children have no
you?
shoes. Um, yeah, so I signed up with you because had I was going through a divorce and I was starting to date again, and I was just really struggling a lot with my own body image, like kind of coming into this new place in my life, much older than I had been the last time around, and I was really just struggling with my looks and my appearance and how all of that fit into dating, and just how I was just struggling with all of it. I was a mess.
So, what else had you tried to solve the problem of sort of body image and critical self talk about your body before you started coaching?
Yeah, pretty much everything. I spent a lot of money and a lot of time chasing down things that really weren't working. And to be honest, I actually had lost a bunch of weight while I was married because I thought I was very unhappy in my marriage, and I thought the reason was because I was fat. So I lost a bunch of weight. I kind of white knuckled my way through it. Then I thought the reason I was unhappy was that I quit my job, or that I hated my job. So I quit my job. And then I left my husband. And surprisingly, I was still unhappy. And so then I thought, oh, if I just, start dating again. But then, like, when I started dating again, all the body image issues came up. And really, it was just all my own, like, negative self-talk about everything. So, I mean, I tried like every green smoothie out there. I tried every diet out there. I mean, I'm a running coach, so I actually do love running, but I started to punish myself with running because I thought I just need to run more because that'll help me lose weight. That'll help me, change the shape of my body. It'll help me feel better about myself. I tried literally everything, and it would all work for a very short period of time. And then I would just then I was still left with my stupid brain. The brain was like, yeah, I got you.
So, how did coaching actually help solve the problem in a way that, like, diets and cleanses and running and even just sort of affirmations hadn't?
Yeah. Oh, the affirmations. I tried so many of those. So I think for me, coaching, especially coaching with you, because you're sort of a no nonsense, like, ninja, you actually were able to show me how all of the thoughts that I had about my body were kind of optional. And I'm like, wait, what? But my mom told me that. So that's the truth, right? Like, I'm 49 years old. Like, this is what I believe my whole life. I don't like get to choose differently. And you were like really helpful in kind of showing me that, and then sort of allowing me to, I mean, you showed it to me a number of ways, but then allowed me to kind of come to the conclusion on my own at the same way. So it wasn't like, somebody telling me what to believe, which is, I think, the problem of, the past 49 years of my life is just believing what other people have told me. Like, you helped me decide what I wanted to believe about myself, which was amazing. And realizing that I had, this sort of cornucopia of choices of things that I could believe. And, like, I get to pick whatever one I want. Like, what? So that was super fun. But, yeah, I think just in general, like, showing me my own brain and showing me what I was doing to myself and how there was a gentler way to deal with all of it.
Yeah. And so, how's your life different now because of coaching? What's changed for you?
I don't believe my own bullshit anymore. I mean, I do usually for a minute or two, and then I'm like, wait a minute, stop. I'm probably exactly the same size I was when you and I started working together, but I have a whole different view of my body.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I go out and I buy like really fancy lingerie and I strut around in it. And I'm like, yeah, look at this. Look at this, right? Same body, like totally different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Yeah, you were dating when we did some of this work. So how do you think it impacted your dating life becoming more?
Oh, it's kind of funny because I was dating a lot of different guys. And I was really in my own head about all of them. Like, this one doesn't like me, that one doesn't like me, even though they obviously liked me, right? They were dating me, but yet I had all these stories about myself that I assumed everybody else did. And once I kind of dropped those stories, I actually met somebody really amazing and super fun. So my dating life sort of got even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now he gets to see you strut around in your lingerie. So it's a win-win.
I send him pictures of me strutting around in my lingerie, and I'm like, oh my God, I just can't believe I sent that. And yet, like, he's like, keep them coming. He really likes them.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
yeah.
Totally.
And I like them too. That's the thing. Like, I've kind of decided that, like, I used to spend a lot of time really carefully curating the pictures that I would allow people to see of me. And now I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, they see me, like, people see me face to face making like silly faces and stuff. Like, so why should I pretend that doesn't exist? So I've just decided I love all the pictures of me, and I post whatever pictures, and I'm like, don't like secretly message people on Facebook like, hey, can you untag me in that photo because it's not flattering?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I have a question about that, because I know a lot of people worry that if they accept their body the way it is, then they won't take care of it, right? That they have to like hate their body or like want to fix it to be motivated to exercise and eat differently.
Yeah.
What was your experience? How did learning to love your body impact the choices you make?
Yeah, I find that the more I hate my body, the less likely I am to take care of it. It's kind of like if you have an old junky car, like, why would you take care of it? You're just gonna like drive it until it falls apart, right? Like, if you hate your car, you hate, your house or whatever, like, you don't really take care of it. And I think the body is the same way. Like, if you have, if you realize like this is the vessel that you have for the rest of your life, like, do you really want to treat it like it's unimportant, or do you want to like take the best possible care of it? And I think like it's hard to see that when you're constantly criticizing your body and constantly finding the flaws and being angry with it. So I think like working with you sort of helped me to stop looking for the flaws and start looking for the positives. And that's actually, then when you see the positive things, you're like, oh, I want more of that. And then, you're super inspired and super motivated to take better care of it.
Yeah. And how did coaching kind of help you change your brain, do you think?
Because first you kind of put the brakes on a lot of the negative thinking, and not like by physically stopping me from thinking it, but just by saying like, hey, did you notice that this is what you're thinking about yourself? And helping me see like the grooves that I'd sort of worn into my brain with a lot of really negative stuff. And from that point, like, it's sort of like putting the brakes on and then slowly backing the car up, I guess. Like, I was able to sort of choose a new direction and then lay down new track, like install new software into my brain.
So what did you like best about our work together?
Oh, so many things. I mean, I actually, even though some of our sessions were painful for me, just because it was like, oh my gosh, is that what I really think about myself? I looked forward to them each week because I knew that, first of all, I'd end up at the other end of the session with some new realizations about myself that were going to be incredibly helpful. But also, like, they were just fun. Like, despite the fact that there was, some painful work going on, it was also lighthearted, and it was just fun, right? I like everything in life to me is fun, but like, that work was especially fun to me because there was a lot of laughter amongst all of the, I keep saying the word pain, but I was in a lot of pain, right? Like, I remember texting you and just being like, how can I send you money? Like, I've got to fix this problem. Just help me. Just help me, right? And like, it was just a no-brainer. But because we had a good rapport, and like, I knew that I liked you and I respected you as a coach. But I guess as far as like what was really fun about the sessions was definitely just like seeing myself through somebody else's eyes, first of all, and like hearing some of the crazy stuff I was saying, and then being able to laugh at it and not take it too seriously, all the while still being motivated to make the change.
Did you have any objections or fears before investing in this work?
I mean, I did, because it was a lot of money for me, especially as like, I'm self-employed and I'm like, what, I don't know if this is a wise investment for me right now. But like when I think about the amount of money and time that I was spending on trying everything else, and then not only that, like I was beating myself up and then spending money to like try all these like stupid things and like, buying memberships to expensive gyms and so forth. But then I would feel like so much hatred towards myself that I would go out and like do all these things to distract myself from the hatred. So not only was I spending money on, gyms and like trainers, like all this crazy stuff, then I was like spending money on Amazon Prime and on like, like going on shopping sprees to Nordstrom because I was still feeling bad about myself and I needed something to make, to keep myself from feeling bad. So it wasn't just like what I was trying to do to fix myself. It was like the ramifications of that afterwards as well. So like I'm spending so much less money now. Or I'm spending it on like things that are like really valuable. So yeah, and then all of like the mental energy that I used to spend on hating myself, good Lord. Like I actually put that into my business this summer, and like now I'm kind of rocking out my business because I've stopped like hating myself and I've started just, loving on myself. So much more profitable. It was definitely one of the best investments I've ever made in my life.
Yeah, I love that thing you said about the time you spend thinking, because I really think like this is part of the feminism for me, is like women spend so much brain energy criticizing themselves and feeling negative about themselves and like thinking about how can they lose 10 pounds or like being dizzy all day because they went on a juice fast because they want to lose the 5 pounds, right? And there's nothing wrong with women. It's not that we're frivolous. Like we get these messages from society, right? But think about all of that brain energy. Like you are rocking out your business now, helping all these women because you have more brain energy to do it with, because you're not spending all your brain energy thinking about how you look fat naked and you shouldn't turn on the lights when you go on a date, or you have sex or whatever else. Like,
yeah, for sure.
That is the liberation.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, just one last question. What would you tell someone else who is thinking about working with me?
Just do it.
It's like I taught everybody the Nike slogan. I feel like that's
do it. Yeah. You are like Kara's a ninja, and just do it, because I mean, every time I've worked with you, I've walked away feeling so much lighter in my spirit, like realizing that there's just realizing that like my life is mine to direct and I'm not at the mercy of anything else, that I actually get to choose. Like just that alone, that understanding is worth every moment and every penny that you invest. But like Kara just hands it to you in such a beautiful way. Like she's so easy to work with. So just do it. That's it. Just 3 words.
I like it. All right. Thank you, lady.
You're welcome.